supervisor is Mr. Eldon Marks, and my two secondary supervisors were Mr. Lenandler Singh and Mr. Max Baird. Our problem encompassed two areas. The first is that learning environments today follow the traditional learning structure. That is, with a teacher and a learner. These are made possible online through the use of learning management systems. Now, as the diagram shows, these only allow for a one-directional way or flow of information to the receivers. Now, all material placed in these management systems are by experts, which are then taken by the students and learned. All of that material is dependent on the creativity of the experts. For students, there are limited possibilities to create their own content and to even interact with other students. Our second problem is that traditionally, when learners supplemented their knowledge from experts, they usually used to refer to textbooks. Nowadays, they can make use of search engines and possibly other online tools. However, there are many users who are unaware of those online tools. Some of them may not be aware of the proper search techniques to use when using search engines in order to return the most relevant, useful information. Along with that, when they do find information, they may have trouble sifting through those search results. They may have trouble determining which results are relevant, are authentic, are valid. So the scope of our research was to develop a medium through which users could also contribute to that pool of knowledge created by the experts in order to create this pool that would have not only expert knowledge, but also knowledge found useful by other users. And in turn, this would improve search results when other users are looking in terms of relevancy and quality. Now, the solution proposed is much like a Facebook for your academic life. What this does is a personal learning environment which takes the scattered, disorganized information found on the web, and in this personal learning environment, it organizes that information through the use of a content taxonomy. So in doing that, that taxonomy allows users to add tags to the content being placed in the personal learning environment. Now, along with being able to gather and classify information, users can also interact with each other through a number of Web 2.0 tools. They can also create and add their own content, and it also allows them to collaborate with other users. And in terms of the personal learning environment allows the users to personalize their environment to tailor their own needs. Now we're going to take at 3 of the core components of the solution that we created, which was entitled MyWebPLE. Now the first is the personal learning space. Now this space allows users to add content that is of interest to them. So thereby they can create bookmarks to that information. By doing that, that information is now readily available to them. It's at their fingertips. They no longer need to search. Our second is the find learning material component. Now this component allows users to search information that has been placed in the environment by experts. It allows them to find information that has been placed there by other users. It also allows them to search the web directly from this component. Now, in order to browse the information that is being placed by experts and users, we make use of what we consider to be the revolutionary content taxonomy search feature. This search feature is enabled by the content taxonomy, which is made up of a number of predefined keywords. So all content in the PLE can be categorized and classified according to those keywords. And in doing so, it allows that content to be easily accessed or searched for by those keywords. Now we're going to look at some screenshots of what MyWebPLE looks like. As you can see here, we have my personal learning space. And here you can see that this user has added a number of links or bookmarks to their space. We can also see that they have added the private messages feature, their My Friends feature, and here we can see a news RSS feed. All of these are widgets that they can either add or remove from their space. Now our Find Learning Material component, here we can see the use of the content taxonomy search feature. We can see that the terms selected were computer sciences and programming languages and compilers. And here are listed the results. To further demonstrate, we can further narrow down that search by using yet another keyword, and therefore refine the results to only show whatever you actually want. For personalization, we have a number of what we call widgets or blocks, and these can be added and removed from your personal learning space. These allow you to include other features, such as viewing the recent blogs. It allows you to add your own RSS feeds to be up to date with the current information. Now, this is one way to add content to the personal learning environment by creating a page. And here we can see you add the tags right at the beginning of your article or your content. This is what you will see at the bottom of any article on the website. Here you can see that it allows you to actually share that content amongst other websites such as Facebook and Twitter, and in turn widen that knowledge. You can share it amongst multiple users all over the web. You can also rate that information depending on how useful it is. This is useful for helping moderate content. And here we can see a list of all the different tags used to describe that content. In order to add it to your personal learning space, we have the Star This feature. And by clicking that, it will add that content as a bookmark to your space. For collaborating and interacting with other users, we have a forum. This forum allows users to carry on their own discussions about topics that are of interest to them. We also have a chat module in which users can interact with each other in real time. And lastly, we have messages. This allows users to contact each other and hold conversations privately and possibly collaborate with their other users. Now, after testing, the results we found were that due to these predefined keywords, users were able to quickly identify what they were searching for. They did not have to think about the search terms they needed in order to find the relevant information, and they did not have to sift through unnecessary, irrelevant content. Users expressed their satisfaction that the approved content provided by the experts took away that responsibility from them, that they had to ensure the validity of their information. All of that was there for them. They did not have to check to see if that information was incorrect or not. And with the interface that they were using, all the users found that interface to be very intuitive, very easy to use. They were able to familiarize themselves and make it their own very quickly by personalizing their environment. So to bring this to an end, the results suggest that the use of that content taxonomy, if that feature does aid users in attempting to access reliable information, good quality information at a faster rate, as opposed to if they had to search the web on their own with no guidance except their own selves in order to identify keywords, go through all that information, and come to an end result. So this in turn positively suggests, well, positively indicates that our research objective is correct. That the use of such a personal learning environment will in fact improve the conveyance of information from the source or experts to the receivers or learners in terms of information that can then be consumed. So I'd like to thank you all for listening, and I would now be open for questions.